What the fuck is good, my gamers? What is good, gamers? Gamer Central. Gamers Anonymous. Gamers helping gamers. Always. Gamers on gamer on gamer. Gamer on gamer. Today we got some more pods. Some more pods. What's up, gamers? More pods today with some hopefully end game Senua Saga Hellblade 2. I'm getting pretty close. I think that we're close to the end game. I'm hoping that we are. But kicking off, starting pods off with Tasho.
Is a designer's goal to have 21 Savage mention their brand in a verse?
Yes.
Or, what about, is a designer's goal?
There's no or.
That's funny. That was funny.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Hey, it's me, Daniel Tosh, and this is Tosh Show. Eddie?
Yo.
Waza.
Waza.
Waza. Waza. Waza. Waza. Well, I got through it. My first colonoscopy. All right, I'm gonna let you know how it went. First of all, Eddie, thank you for all the well wishes.
Are you welcome, buddy?
I mean, it is scary. The whole time you're just like, oh no, am I gonna die? It was just overall a delightful experience. All right, here's what happened. The day before, everyone prepares you that the prep is the rough part of this, and they are correct. But what you need to know is what time you schedule your colonoscopy really affects the prep. So there's different times when you have to take things leading up to the procedure. I had a 6:15 check-in at the hospital, 6:15 a.m.
Forgot.
And no, that was the right move. Because if you're after noon, your night before is disaster.
Bitch.
So the day before, this is what I had to do. I got home from filming here, and then at 3 o'clock I had to take 2 laxatives.
Dude,
and then I had to take
like crazy,
the Miralax solution, and you get to put it in a Gatorade, but not red or blue. They said no red or blue, so I chose orange, which toward the end of the the prep, the smell of orange Gatorade was making
these guys are tanky.
All right, you have to drink 64 ounces, 2 separate times.
Don't just stand around
32 ounces.
Yeah.
The first batch, you mix up
nice stab.
half the bottle of Miralax, which
gotcha.
I don't know how many servings are in Miralax. You're supposed to take one if you're constipated.
Nice
one
lunging slice.
And we're taking an entire bottle.
Oh my god, I thought
so
that was good.
it's a lot. And you take it in 8-ounce increments every 30 minutes. So I take my first swig of it. The 8 ounces goes down. Couldn't taste anything. I was like, oh, this is great.
Oh my god.
This isn't going to be disgusting. Wasn't hard to choke down at all.
Yeet.
Just tasted like orange
Yeet.
Gatorade. The
Yeet.
first 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, nothing's happened. Take my second dose. And then I say to my son, hey, you want me to, you want to go for a drive?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, well, here's what my son and I like to take the E30. We like to drive the green E30 around the neighborhood. But then first, I said, wait a second, I'm taking all this stuff, and I'm supposed to be shitting my brains out, and that hasn't happened, but I felt totally normal. So I asked my wife, I said, when does it say during this that you're gonna start pooping? And she said, she looks it up, she goes, oh, it says between 30 and 60 minutes. And I'm like, oh, well, it's been 35 minutes. I probably shouldn't take him for a drive right now. And then at 37 minutes, I was like, oh, is that a fart? Nope, that's not a fart. So I ran to the bathroom, and I had my first one. I was excited about it. It was the first one. Oh, just an explosion. I mean, it really comes out fast. And now I have a bidet, and I have my wet wipes, anything that I need. This was my mistake. I probably was wiping too normal at the beginning, even though I was using a bidet and things like that.
Ooh, nice.
I should have been more gentle, just almost patting, because toward the end of this prep, it was sore back there. Okay, so I kept tally of how many times. So you do that for a 2-hour stretch, and then you take like 4 hours off, and then you do another 2-hour stretch. That starts I think at 10 p.m. That's if your appointment time is before noon the next day, which was important for me. So by the second batch,
why the fuck did he punch me?
I'm going to the bathroom 4 times every 30 minutes, and it's real. You have to be close by. It's a lot coming out, and it's coming out hard and fast, and I'm starting to get sad. But I'm watching basketball. I've got an iPad on the floor, constantly going, so that I can continue to watch games. I'm not pausing things. I'm just like, all right. I kind of made light of it. I knew what I was getting into. I'm like, how bad can this be? I went 36 times.
Wow.
36 times I emptied my bowels. Now, at 2 a.m., they want you to be, like I said before, just clear water coming out your butt. And if it's not, you need to take another dose. Now,
I hope
was
they
mine
kill this
perfectly
guy.
clear?
Either I get to kill him,
but I wasn't
or
going
the
for another
giant
dose.
does.
Clear enough, I said. And I probably got to fall asleep at 2:30. Then at 5, I had my brother-in-law drive me to my doctor's office. Now, they're very specific about this. You have to have someone drive you there, even if you have a car service. And by the way, I have a great car service guy that I use. He has a Sprinter van, nice setup, bed in the back. They won't let me use my car service guy. They're like, no, we need a friend, or we'll cancel the appointment. First of all, my brother-in-law is way less reliable and trustworthy compared to my driver. But I'm not gonna fight them on this. So he comes. I have to get him up. He drives some piece of shit car. Now he's in my electric truck. Lord knows that's not going to go well on the way home. I said, have you ever driven a car with regenerative braking? And he's like, huh? No idea, but whatever. So I get there, 6:15 in the morning, had my paperwork already filled out, just had to sign a few things, went to a room where I put my clothes in a bag, put on a gown. I'm exposed in the back. I'm laying comfortably in a bed for 15-20 minutes. They put an IV in or whatever, where they're going to give me the medicine to knock me out. I say, how long am I going to be out? They're like, I don't know, 30-45 minutes or something like that. Probably went under. 7:30, they brought me into a room. They told me to roll over on my side, and I was like, oh, now I know my butthole's exposed. And it wasn't like there was no one in this room. There was people milling about.
I'm taking notes.
And I'm rolling on my side, and that's the last thing I remember. Probably fell out asleep a couple seconds later. And then I remember waking up back in the other bed that I was in, and they were like, okay, you can get dressed.
I'm awake. I'm loopy.
I know they put me in a wheelchair. I don't remember this. And they wheeled me out on a Wilshire Boulevard, a busy road, at 8:30 in the morning. So there I am, and they put me in my truck.
8:32, driving home. Slightly loopy, a little dizzy, but I feel like I really slept hard. My brother-in-law is driving me home.
My brother-in-law successfully drove me home. Well, actually, we went to breakfast. I was starving. We ate, didn't feel nauseous at all. Butthole didn't feel like it was entered. I don't know what that means, but if you have, this drug on hand and you happen to give it to me, know that you could root around for a little bit and I wouldn't have a clue. They told me they didn't remove any polyps, that there was no polyps in there. I think someone said I'm good for 10 years, but I get the phone call tomorrow to let me know all the actual results, I guess. So hopefully everything went. So completely simple. And the next time I went to the bathroom, it was normal, didn't hurt, there was no tenderness. I mean, just all in all, a neat experience. I'm glad I did it. Next up, vasectomy. I hear there's tons of jerk in it. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, let's get back to the unrelatable, elitist glitz and glam that this show has become known for. Enjoy. It's clear from all the talk about my fits in the comments section that my viewers don't understand fashion, which means today's interview will go way over their drab little heads. Please welcome, fresh from Paris Fashion Week, it's Kid Super himself, Column. Do you believe in ghosts?
The famous question, I do not
Okay.
believe in ghosts.
How are you getting 2 syllables out of column?
It's an Irish name.
Okay.
It means dove in Gaelic, which when I was a little kid, I was kind of like, that's soft. But then I saw Mission Impossible, and every time he walks out, there's like doves. And then I was like, ooh, it's pretty badass.
First off, who are you wearing?
That's great.
Here's the thing. I'm not interested in fashion. Hold on. I'm not. It's not my thing. But I'm smart enough to know that I let other people who are really into it tell me what to do. I'm not like, no, I don't care, so give me a shirt from fucking wherever. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, good for you for almost not knowing your age.
I almost said 31,
Yeah.
but now I'm 32.
I have no idea how old I am sometimes.
I don't know.
I'm 48, and then
Are
I'm like,
you?
yeah, I am.
Wow, you look great. Dude, the abs, I was saying it.
Bro, that is disgusting. Have you always been interested in fashion? How did you fall into this?
I was interested in like kind of making things and being a little bit different. And so when you combine that in high school in New York City, where everybody was like, what are you wearing? And then, so that's kind of how I started.
Kid Super, how'd you come up with Kid Super? Why not Super Kid or Sip Cooper?
Sip Cooper would have worked, but Super Kid is taken on all fronts.
Okay.
I came up because I was super young when I started making clothing. I was like 14, 15 in my high school selling t-shirts out the cafeteria, and I was really hit puberty very late.
So did I.
I was later. I mean, you clearly hit puberty. How tall are you?
I was tall, but I didn't have a pubic hair on my...
That doesn't count.
I
You
know,
don't even know what this
but
is
I had
like.
a shower. I did a shower in front of the kids in like high school. Like I was terrified at 16
Oh my God, he killed his
because I
son.
had no hair.
But did you have a tall...
Penis?
Yeah.
No. Wow.
I'm saying.
I had a normal penis with no hair, like a child.
I had a baby's penis and baby body.
All right, well,
It's different.
I was trying to say I related, but
No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. You don't really.
I
How
didn't relate.
tall were you?
I mean, I was probably 6 feet.
What the fuck? You don't even know what I went through. I was 4'8".
All right. Well, you should have a tiny penis of 4'8".
That's what I'm saying.
I had a tiny penis at 6 foot with no hair, and I would just like I had a note
You
from my
said a
mom.
normal. You said a normal penis. You didn't say tiny.
Oh, I don't know. My
Show
penis.
it.
God damn it! How many penises have you seen in your lifetime as in fashion?
So many.
It's
And the fashion actually didn't help me. I was just a soccer player growing up, and then you see.
Oh my goodness! You were actually a pro soccer player in Brazil.
So after high school, I went a year to play soccer in Brazil. Yeah.
How in the world does Brazil need another short soccer player?
Oh, they didn't, and that's why I immediately. It's actually funny. I got there, and I'm a center mid. I don't know how much you know about. And they were like, "You should play right back," and they just moved me to a shittier position.
Center mid, though, you have some endurance, huh?
No, that's why they put me at right back.
Were you scared in Brazil?
No. Brazil's actually my favorite culture, I think.
Good for you.
Great music, great people, great, like, they have a word in Brazil that I put on clothes often that's resenha. That means, like, chit-chat, but they use it as a command, like, come resenha. And it just demands you to come, like, do this.
So I shouldn't be terrified of their culture.
No, they're the best. Yeah.
I don't know.
You never been?
No.
But aren't you a surfer guy?
Yep. And you know what Brazilians love to
When?
do? when they're surfing share with the white guy from California. Now, you were born in New York proper?
Yeah, Manhattan.
Okay, you're not one of those bridge and tunnel degenerates?
No. I appreciate you said that.
Are you, when you went to NYU,
Yeah.
you studied mathematics. Now that right there throws me for a loop because I thought most people went there spent $100,000 a year to get a degree in poetry or philosophy or some
sexual,
bullshit.
Yeah. And you're not wrong.
Okay, you vandalized your dorm, and that might not be the right word.
It's what they called it. But yeah, I converted my dorm into a store.
And then you were just kicked out of the dorm or kicked out of NYU?
Dorm.
Oh, okay. Did you finish NYU then?
I did.
Oh, look at you.
Did you go to college?
Yes.
For what?
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Philosophy?
Marketing.
No.
Yeah.
That is embarrassing. That's worse than I thought you were gonna say.
I know.
No disrespect to marketing, but I just assumed because you're good with words. I mean, I guess marketing helps, but like,
No.
how did you get into comedy?
The question is, how did I get into marketing?
No, I understood that.
No. The answer was I was just it was
went down the list.
It was the
Yeah.
easiest thing I thought I could get through college with.
Makes sense.
And I graduated in 3.5 years. How's that for impressive?
Were you funny?
I was hysterical.
Okay.
I was doing
When
comedy.
did you start? Oh,
I was
you
doing
did.
comedy in college. I'm doing college to fulfill an obligation to my parents.
I know you're supposed to ask questions, but my
Huh?
one question:
Yeah.
how old were you when you first did your first like stand-up thing?
Like proper stand-up, probably 18,
Okay.
19. Yeah.
And in high school, you were the funny kid.
I was funny.
Cause I keep.
And I didn't get punched ever. And I was.
Well, you were tall. You keep lying about this. Like
I was
small.
tall, but I mean, I was tall, but I was 125.
Still, dude.
Let's get into how you got into designing. You started what, high school?
Yeah, 14.
With the soccer, you obviously were like, no, this is my life. You were.
But like, if you asked my parents what I was gonna be or try to be, they'd say soccer player. So I moved a ton when I was little, and then when I moved back to New York City at 12, everyone was super into fashion in New York City, and I had lived in like Mexico, Chicago, Wisconsin, and all these places.
Well, wait, what were your parents doing?
My mom's from Spain and my dad's from Ireland, and my dad was just getting jobs.
Are they rich?
Now they're the best they've ever been, but when they first came to America, they were very much not, and they were like street vendors.
But in Manhattan?
In Manhattan, so my mom moved to Manhattan in the 70s and bought an apartment. So she bought her apartment for like 30K, and
Good
we
for
still
her.
have it. So she's always like, I'm the smartest woman you know. But yeah, so they were like street vendors hustling. My mom's kind of like an artist woman, and she was doing like one-woman monologue shows. And then I was born, and then they were like, we should probably get jobs. And so then they were like, the first job was like, you want to move to Chicago? And they're like, okay. And then the next job was like, you want to move to Wisconsin.
And they were super supportive?
I mean, again, I was doing good at everything. So everyone is always like, oh, your parents are so supportive. It was like, I was going to NYU that I got in for mathematics. I was like going soccer. I was always good at school. So like, they were supportive for sure, but I was trying to think if I wasn't doing all the other things, would they have been supportive?
All right, don't give them any credit.
No, they're amazing. But like, they're still like foreign parents that are like, be good.
Are they proud of you?
Oh, I put them in the fashion shows. Like my mom walked my fashion show. My dad's walked too. No, my parents are awesome. Like we'd hang out with them. We, as in me and you,
Sure.
being best
Beat
friends
the
with my
dog
parents.
shit out of them. Ooh.
That we just met.
Is a designer's goal to have 21 Savage mention their brand in a verse?
Yes.
$7,500 for a Saint Laurent jacket? Or what about is a designer's goal?
There's no or.
That's the goal?
I thought you were gonna ask how many rappers are saying Kid Super in the song. And
How
that's
many?
all I want.
Have you gotten any?
We've gotten a couple, but I wanted more.
Well, sure.
And 21 Savage has not, by the way.
Damn it, 21 Savage, get
I
on
know.
it.
But I do think
It's
like
such a good, easy word to rap to.
Kid Super.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's not orange.
Which was the other option, Dave.
What's the most you ever made selling your t-shirts like in high school?
Oh, like $300. I used to put an ironing board on Canal Street and sell it on the street. And one dude came and was like, had a super young, like hot wife, and he was foreign, and he was like, I'd buy a doll. And we were like, amazing.
I love that guy.
He was trying to impress the girl, and I think he did. He impressed me. And now it's like we were like, buy. He was like, whatever. And so he bought like 10 shirts. So
Why is designer clothing so fucking expensive?
I think so
Okay,
that
she doesn't
you
want to
want
keep.
it
She having a
more.
change of heart.
I think, I mean, obviously there's the fabric and everything, but it's funny even now when I'm selling to stores that have like the Gucci's and the high-end brands, they'll call me, the buyers, and be like, can you raise your prices? Because we're putting like the jacket you're wearing.
This jacket right here, when I looked up how much this cost, I was like,
That's
oh.
steal.
I honestly said that. I was like, $850? That seems right.
Is it $850?
Is it?
No, the suit's $850.
The whole thing's $850.
Right.
That's a steal.
That's what I said. I remember when I first moved to Los Angeles, I went into Fred Siegel. I was like a fucking kid out here, and I saw Billy Corgan, the lead singer of Smash Mouth, and
he was there.
He was there.
Okay.
And I remember him getting a sweater with an elephant on it, and I like looked at the price of it, and it was like $2,900. And I was like, it blew my mind. I was like, this is insane.
Well,
now, I'm like, yeah.
Well,
Give me
even-
that goddamn elephant sweater.
Even me, when I was first like a kid growing up in New York, I'd see fashion shows and be like, this is so stupid. Who would ever do this? Like, the clothes are unwearable. And now I'm on Paris Fashion Week, like, trying to make the most unwearable clothing. And I'm like, now I understand it from a different perspective, where fashion shows aren't necessarily for you to buy, but to like showcase your creativity. But even when it comes to pricing, yeah, it's a tough one.
So they tell you sometimes you need to jack these prices up.
You know that jacket's whatever, $400. If it was $5,000, you'd feel a little different about wearing it. So
I might put a shirt on.
Yeah, exactly. Please. Especially when you're going to return this right now.
F, marry, kill.
Okay, love this.
Tom Ford, Paul Smith, Ted Baker.
Ooh, I'm definitely effing Tom Ford.
Okay.
Have you ever seen those videos of him where he takes like a random dude from the street?
No, it makes him sexy.
Oh, it's the greatest videos
Okay.
ever. So he'll pick up like a construction worker, which is also funny because he always picks like a secretly hot construction worker. And then he'll be like, oh, like your lips are chapped. He's like, we need Tom Ford chapstick. And then like someone brings it and he personally like rubs it on their lip. And then he's like a cashmere. And then at the end, the guy's like beautiful. So yeah, whatever, that is like the hottest dude ever.
Yeah, these are Tom Fords.
Exactly.
Okay.
Who are the rest? I'm just completely lost.
Paul Smith and Ted Baker.
The latter two I know less about, so I'm fucking and marrying Tom Ford and killed the other two.
Did you kill them both? Fair enough. Explain to me the big four: Paris, New York, the Fashion Weeks, Milan, and what am I forgetting?
I mean, you could just have said the big three.
London.
London.
God damn it, London.
I think
There's not four. There's four. They consider London, no?
Well, you can. Yeah, London's good.
Are there other lesser known ones?
I mean, there's like everyone. There's a
Okay.
Tokyo. There's a Shanghai.
What
there's
about
an
Charleston? Is there a Charleston?
LA. It's niche. But it's probably there. To be honest, what determines is what brands also show.
Okay.
So it's like the city matters, obviously, but if, for example, Louis Vuitton and Dior started to do Charleston would probably be big. But since LVMH owns like 15 of the biggest brands and they're a Paris-based company, Paris is like considered the most elite.
And once you commit to one, you're not supposed to play ball at the other places, or is that?
Great question. So when I did Paris my first time, I also assumed I'd do Milan the next and do Singapore and travel the world doing these fashion shows. But the way it's set up is like once you're on one calendar, you should stay there, and that becomes the one that you do.
I find this one fascinating. It was because of COVID.
Yeah.
But the stop motion Barbie, where you actually design clothes for in the scale of a Barbie doll.
This is a good and defining moment. So give a little context. So before COVID, I did 2 fashion shows in Paris. And the cool thing about Paris Fashion Week is to get accepted to
Dynamic
it, you
combat
basically just do a
movie.
fashion show at the same time during the same week, and they like will
I
review
don't know what
you.
that means,
And
but-
then if you're good enough, they'll like
Wait, can I
put you on
change
the
it?
calendar. So it's
Gameplay.
kind of like going to
Dynamic is
Sundance Film
under
Festival and
easy,
just like
so-
renting a movie theater and playing
I
your
don't know what
movie
that
and being
means.
like, come watch it. And so
Maybe
I
even
did
easier?
that twice and got rejected.
Maybe that's why it
twice.
feels even more
And
like I'm
every
playing
time
a
I got
movie.
rejected, I printed the rejection letter on the first look, which was actually kind of funny. And then when I finally got accepted, COVID
the end?
hit. and everyone was
That's
freaking
the
out
end.
because they're like, "What are we gonna do for Fashion Week?"
Well, that
for
was
COVID?
fun.
You know, the real big question during COVID. Everyone was like, "What's gonna happen with Fashion Week?"
That was
Anyways, they
fun.
decided to do virtual fashion weeks, and I was like, had spent all my money on these 2 fashion shows, and was like, damn, I can never do another of these fashion shows. I don't have enough money to do them. Okay, let me try like a stop motion fashion show. And I had done a bunch of stop motion music videos prior to that, and so I decided to take a Barbie doll, rip off the heads, 3D print like J-Lo, Jay-Z, Salvador Dali, Jackie Chan, and I made these miniature clothes, and I did a stop motion fashion show.
Ooh,
Did
that's
you worry
dope.
about the legality, or
I
was
like
that not a
that's
problem?
dope.
I
Well, that
was
was
like,
a fun game.
Is it-
I think it's
fine.
parody, right?
Yep, sure
it's
it is.
obviously not Jackie Chan.
Okay.
New narrators
then,
unlocked. You have complete the main stories and those companions and now unlocks the narrators.
I thought I
Choose
was gonna
multiple
get
narrators
kicked
in the new
off of
story
Fashion
or in
Week
the pause
fully
menu
because
after
it wasn't
starting the
real clothes. Like the clothes were this big.
But was it your actual designs?
Yeah, I had
Just
like
scaled
stitched
down?
it big.
Fine.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm getting kicked off, like, but at least this is the most like column Kid Super thing, and I end up getting like all of these fashion awards and like start winning, and all the fashion world finally like starts finding out about me. And for me, I was like, damn, like the thing that was most column and most outside of the box was
Well,
the
that was
thing
fun.
that people liked the most. Wow, I'm gonna triple down on this.
Oh,
So
that's-
it was a great, actually,
So
like,
it unleashed the monster.
and like in all honesty, not joking, like I thought
Uh-huh.
I was gonna fail, and it ended up being very successful. So
Were those dolls vaccinated?
no, they were big anti-vax.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. You wouldn't think that at Paris Fashion Week.
Now we see.
I mean,
what
fashion
we
world is
do
intense
next.
partying.
Yeah, but
Where are you at on that spectrum?
I throw
Well-
big parties for Kid Super
Mhm.
stuff and my birthdays and stuff, but I don't like. I wouldn't say I party too often.
You're not a druggie?
I'm not a druggie.
Uh-huh.
I actually never done drugs.
Any?
I've never smoked marijuana.
Huh.
I never. Well, the other ones seem harder than that, so I didn't like skip my.
Good. So you're gonna clean up for a long time.
Well,
I mean, clean up meaning like you're just gonna be successful as fuck.
Well, no, I
Jesus.
think I'm gonna get. I just haven't hit the success where the cocaine comes in.
No, it's that.
What about
is-
you?
I mean, I used to rave in Jenkos.
Jenko kind of reached out to me about potentially doing a collab. You have to be the model, and we'll do like choker neck and like eye. And you
I
just
used
have,
to wear a thumb ring.
Yeah, and then you have to be like,
Hold on, I'll give you one more. I even had my tongue pierced for a bit.
no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I was a little kid that loved the clubs, and I didn't do
Yeah,
the
but
drugs.
the tongue ring means other things.
I know. It didn't mean that to me. It was just.
It didn't mean it to you?
No.
I don't know how to bounce around this question.
I was just.
What were you using the tongue ring for?
I just was like, I thought it was like
How
cool.
old were you?
Like 18, 17.
This is when you started
No,
you were
I started-
doing tongue ring stand-up comedy?
Here's the thing. I took the tongue ring out because you could hear it hitting my teeth in the microphone.
The fact that you had a tongue ring is insane. I never had a tongue ring, but I did jokingly get a lip ring once.
I mean, my tongue ring was almost a joke.
It sounds like it was just you alone, personal
No,
thing.
my
Were your
roommate
friends-
was gonna get a tongue ring.
Okay.
And he was being such a baby. This is a true story. He was being
So he
such
just
a
did it.
baby about it.
Wow.
And I'm like, just do it. And then they did it to me, and then my tongue swelled up.
Mine was pretty similar. We were in the dorm room, and I was like, dude, we should do something crazy right now. And they were like, what? I was like, get a fucking lip ring. And then, and then we went to
Dumbest thing I've
we
ever
went
heard.
to St. Mark's, and I was like, yeah, I'm like thinking about getting a lip ring. And the guy was like, how about this? And just did it. And then I was like, and I had a lip ring for a week.
Drake.
And then my dad saw it and was like, what are you doing? Get it off. And I was like, you're right, Dad.
I might have only had it for 6 months max.
6 months is
Maybe.
so long.
You can't judge me.
And so much. You're just a lip ring kid. Don't
tongue
run
ring,
away from
tongue
this.
ring, a tongue ring, no.
Tongue ring. True. Lip ring's
Oh.
better.
Is there anything funnier than a supermodel getting the wobbles and going down in heels, or no?
I have a good story about this, but
Well, you tried to murder models by having them walk a slicked runway.
so this is what happened, and it's a good story. So my second fashion show, I was already not accepted. My second fashion show, I had spent a ton of money on the first one. So my second fashion show, I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I got rejected. It didn't change my life by doing that fashion show. are these worth it? And so I was like, I didn't do the fashion show to like get accepted into Fashion Week. I did it as more of like a creative challenge. Okay, if I'm gonna do the second one, the concept's called like running as fast as you can. And the idea is like, if you're gonna try something, like try as hard as you can. There's no reason to like not go for it. And so the fashion show was the models would step on paint, they'd walk around this like video cube, and then the last model was in a white suit, but he was a break dancer. So he'd break dance on the catwalk, and it would leave the footprints as a pattern. And so,
In theory, did you do a dry run of this?
no run at all. And an hour before I'm in Paris, the French like venue's like, you cannot put paint on the floor. This is ridiculous. And I'm like, dude, this is my whole concept. Like without it, there's no. And so we're going back and forth, and I'm like, please, man, like anything, I'll like cover the floor with whatever you want. He was like, fine, if you cover it completely, like you can do it. And so we end up covering the whole floor with this plastic, and obviously we couldn't test. And so Model 1 walks, paint on his feet, goes to plastic bags on the floor, and is just slip and sliding completely. And then the second model, slip and sliding. And it's 100%. And as you said, like, isn't the funniest thing like a wobble? And so I'm 100% wobble, right? And the models are all French, and they're coming in the backstage.
Are they
like,
all men?
No, there's some women. Some women. And they're like, this is fucking stupid. Whose ever idea was this? We are slipping. Like, this is bullshit.
I don't know if you're allowed to do that accent anymore. All right, go on.
What accent? And then I'm like, damn, this is a huge fail. And
Wait. By the way, how did the white outfit work? Rolling on it?
It did work. It actually, and the print was
It looked
cool.
like something?
Yeah.
Good.
It was actually better than we thought. And that part actually worked pretty cool. At the end, I decide to come, I run, and I slide out. And I have a mic, which no one ever does speeches at the end. And I do like, thank you guys so much for coming. You know, sometimes you slip and fall, but you gotta remember to get up and run as fast as you can. Like, this is Kid Super Show, thank you. And I get all these applause. And Vogue comes up to me after, and they're like, the visceral idea you decided to create the slipping models had me at the edge of my seat. Like, it furthered the concept so much more. And I look her in the eye and I'm like, I'm so glad you understood everything I was trying to do. And so I got this like amazing review about, and I remember going backstage with my friends. I'm like, dude, nothing matters. Like, we could do anything. So
I mean, but now that's amazing. But like, what about your relationship with them going forward? They're going to like know the truth
now,
right?
Well, luckily you have no people from Vogue watch your show.
Are you serious? They're huge fans. They subscribe all the time.
But this is actually funny. So this is the picture of the guy slipping from that show.
Oh, that's great.
And I made it my Jordan logo, which is kind of funny.
What do you think about the world where like models now have, they've opened the doors to
Is this a plus size model question?
any version, various ages, all of it,
Yeah.
sizes. You're all for that.
I love using older people because, well, the brand's called Kid Super, and I think it's cool because everyone kind of has a little Kid Super in them. But also, old people have a great face and like just cool energy and vibe.
See,
Like,
I'm against it.
no, you're against the plus. You like the old.
I don't like old. I don't like any. I always liked that.
Super hot, skinny, 15-year-olds.
I wanted to know that it was unobtainable. That like, oh yeah, you. To be that, there's like no chance that any of us can be like that because it's so ridiculous. So I liked that.
Yeah, I don't
element.
mind that. For me, I like people modeling for me that I want to talk to or hang out with.
Okay.
So I just like, I had Ronaldinho walk, which is my like god. My last show I had Jim Jones, incredible. I had a ballet dancer. So.
By the way, you've used, speaking of models, you've used like some absurd people. You've used Shea Alexandra.
Yeah.
What else? Bad Bunny, Dion Cole, Tyler Perry. How the fuck did you think of Tyler Perry for a model?
He didn't necessarily model, he just wore Kid Super. No, but for me, it's when any of one of those type of, like, the more amazing and random, the better. I just think it's like, because now if I run into them, which I don't know how often I'll run into Tyler Perry, but when I do, I can be like,
hey, Pharrell.
yeah.
Is he straight up like running? What's his title now?
He's the creative director of Louis Vuitton men's.
Like, what a world trip he's been on. So now, are you partnered with them, or you're doing a line, or no?
So I did the collection before Pharrell came in.
Okay.
So I creative directed the 2 seasons ago Louis Vuitton men's collection.
Is that normal for a designer who has their own to go to someone else's and do a line with them?
Well,
I don't know what I'm saying really, but
no, I was the first ever guest designer, so
Okay.
I guess it's not normal, but it's not uncommon for you to have your own brand and creative direct, especially in today's age where it's like, how else are they going to find out about you?
And did you enjoy that?
Yeah, that was super fun.
Did they have like, was it like, oh, the way I've been doing things on my own, now I have like the keys to a Lamborghini type of thing?
Yeah.
Was it noticeable? We're like, oh shit.
Well, you're like, I'm in a basement in Brooklyn, and now I'm in Paris, and I have 70 designers underneath me.
Do you love Paris?
I think I think Paris has an unbelievable marketing team. Whoever's talking about Paris, because like you walk in there, you're like, I'm supposed to fall in love and like learn everything, and then you walk in, it's like kind of rainy. You're like, you're like, what's going on?
That's the funniest thing. Paris is like New York City, but if New York was just 5 stories high. That's how I like
And
it.
raining.
Dude,
It was just, when I was there, it was just so much rain. And I was just like, this is how like London gets such a bad rap. Paris should get a worse rap. But I mean, obviously it's cool. Any country's cool, but they talk about Paris really high up. Been to Paris, right?
Yeah, I conceived
Marketing.
my child in Paris.
It was born, or you had sex.
I conceived. That was.
But not born in Paris.
No, he wasn't born there. I conceived there.
You remember?
I gotta explain to you a lot of stuff. Jesus.
Well, I was like, wow, you have a French kid, but you remember the moment.
Yeah.
You remember the time.
We were having a lot of fertility problems.
Okay.
Okay. So there was a lot of like, okay, here we now.
Focus.
Are you rejecting 500 ideas a day that people bring you?
Oh no, at LV it was like that, where you have all these people come and present ideas, but for Kid Super, it's like,
do your brain?
We need more ideas.
Okay. So
Because it's such a small. It's just me really designing. Yeah.
You're doing it all.
Yeah.
Huh? What were you gonna say about this?
Like the painting, like we make it. The little doodles I drew, like yeah.
Sometimes I forget that I don't have a shirt on. Then I look down and I see my stomach folding over my pants, and I get sad.
Sorry guys, just downloading
What's
Steam
your take on
updates.
drawstring technology? Oh, you're a fan.
I'm a huge fan.
God, I love drawstrings.
But some people have it inside, to hide it. But
now I've got a knot pressing against my stomach.
Horrible design.
Horrible design.
Couldn't agree more.
What about cargo pants? They're coming back.
Yeah, cargo, but in a different way.
Okay.
You don't fill them up.
All right.
Baggy cargo pants.
I mean, people are going real baggy again, huh?
Yeah, which is hilarious. Like, it is crazy when I remember being like, you'll never wear baggy. And then it's like, you'll never wear skinny. And then skinny's going to come back again.
What do you do with the extra buttons that come with your clothes?
Great question. Nothing. You lose them instantly.
Do you cut tags off or no?
Yes. But that's also funny when we're doing Kid Super products, you like want a huge tag because it's cool, and then you're like, I hate tags. Like, that has a good tag right there.
No, this tag's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's not a tag you would cut off.
Well, that's in a good position. If it was on your neck, you'd cut that
Look
off.
at my extra buttons. God damn it. How come you don't sew your pockets shut?
That's good.
That's functional.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that. I'm used to going like this, then screaming at Carrie. Fuck Carrie! I can't.
But you're to break them.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to, but you're not supposed to, for like television, because it looks better if they're never opened.
That's a you problem. No one else. no one else is on television.
Hey, by the way, you collaborated on a $700 beanbag chair. First off, I'd like to buy 2 right now on the spot.
Love sack.
I want 2 of them. Give me 2 love sacks. Order them.
We'll send that to you immediately.
Second of all, you ever thought about getting into the futon business?
Yes. Well, no, not futon. I'm a huge fan of bunk beds.
Oh, I'm all ears. What's the concept? Or you can't talk about it.
No, I'll talk openly about it.
You're gonna make bunk beds?
I just have had a bunk bed for longer than you think I've had.
Well, sure, you didn't have a penis until you were 20.
Exactly. But no, like currently I just got this new Kid Super store and building in Brooklyn, and I have like a little room upstairs, and I'm bunk bedding it as well. Wait, I got a present for you.
Oh!
Do we do this?
Jiggy, give me a present. I'm gonna give you presents.
Okay. And I didn't know how
Holy
many people came, so I made the whole squad.
No, I just keep them.
Little Tosh.
God damn it, kid!
Hats.
Super, look at this shit. Oh, this is nice. This is a big. Oh, I'm gonna wear the shit out of this.
Yeah, so we got them in all colors.
Oh man, fine.
I don't know if you put it on with your outfit, but
Hey, can I have that one too?
no, this was mine, dude.
Are you serious?
Well, you
All right,
like the
fine.
color?
No, I do love it, but
No, I would trade you one.
no, you. I got. Here's a gift. This a gift
I'm
that I
gonna
got
flip
for you.
these.
It was an artist. He's
Or have
passed away.
somebody bite off them and sell
so
them.
it should be worth more, but I don't know that it's worth anything yet. But he did a photo of me naked on a unicorn with Barack Obama. It was featured on a Tosh.0 episode many years ago.
Unreal.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
This is amazing.
I have one more thing. It's a suit that somebody sent me, and I don't know if I can wear it.
This is what I gave you.
This is humiliating.
This is
I
humiliating.
actually, thank you. I actually like it a lot.
I have more stuff for you, but the gift giving is. Because you were saying.
You got more stuff for me? Oh,
I don't know what size shoe you are.
12.
Nailed it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
God damn it!
I just looked at that body, and I was like, that's a size 12, man.
Look at this. Look at you. So now you partnered with Puma?
Yeah.
God, you're gonna be rich. God, you're gonna be rich.
Those
Look
look
at that.
fly, and they match what he's
Why
wearing.
did you partner with Puma? Like, how is Puma and high fashion in your world? How did they collide?
Well, you get to a certain level where one of the major shoe sneaker companies will reach out to you. So if it's Puma, Adidas, Nike, now New Balance. And I think if you're a young designer or streetwear designer, like getting your own shoe at a company is like one of the goals. Especially for me, and I was a big soccer player, as you know, so...
And you know the story between Puma and Adidas.
Yes, they're
The two brothers.
Yeah, but the craziest thing is the headquarters are still in that same
town, and the whole town is divided.
And you go right or left to the day.
You know that Adidas was named after the brother
Addy. What's
Adolf.
his first name?
Adolf.
You said it.
I know. The fuck. Adidas is a shortened word for Adolf.
It actually wasn't even the brother. It was just a guy he liked. No, just kidding. Good one.
I mean, it is. That's inside baseball for their.
Well, funny is the first Puma's name was Ruda, because the Puma creator's name is.
They named him after each other.
Yeah,
both
but
of them.
then he went for Puma.
You still kick the ball around?
Often, yeah.
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 I played in a celebrity game in Ireland, where it was American comics versus the European comics.
Any American comics play?
Not really. So we lost like 15-1.
One. Was you?
I scored it.
Let's go.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. As an American, it's all I cared about.
Did
is
you
that I got
celebrate
the goal.
insanely?
Yeah, I did a backflip.
Shirt off?
No.
Oh,
I
come on.
kept the shirt on. No, there's no reason to show this. Do you sponsor any like little kids soccer teams?
A little team we haven't done, but we have sponsored like a team in Brazil that I sent jerseys to, and now we're designing for. There's a couple. I'm designing Man City's jersey, which is crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything like out of the box with that, or does it have to be by the book?
There are by the book stuff like restrictions, but this one's it's a water painted thing, so it's kind of out of the box.
So it has your touch.
It has my touch.
Man City, you designed their uniforms.
Pretty
That's
crazy.
pretty. That's a
There's
pretty,
been a lot of like, whoa,
Right.
who let me do this?
You ever go up to people that are wearing your stuff?
Oh, all the time.
What
And
do you-
just hug them.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's great.
Or I'll be like, you look so hot. And then they sometimes know who I am and sometimes think I'm just a weird guy.
One time I was walking on the beach and I saw somebody watching my show on a house in like Manhattan Beach. So I just walked up to the door and just banged on the door. And then they like were reluctant. I'm like, yeah, it's me. And they're like, oh yeah.
They weren't impressed? They weren't mind blown?
Not as much as I wanted.
That's funny.
They were just like, yeah, this fucking shit's always on.
Colin, goddamn, I have no more questions. You're great. I wish you all the success in the world.
I appreciate
Thanks
this.
for coming on.
Thank you so much.
That was good. That was a decent pod. Nice casual
Hey,
little
Carl,
fun
do you like
snapper.
Colin? He's pretty neat, isn't he? You know, whenever someone like that is successful, I'm like, good. Like that person deserves to be successful. I mean, just straight hustler his whole life. Knows what he wants to do and is doing it. It's incredible. By the way, this hat, how nice was that? The guy made us hat. Kids Super, Toss Show hats. They say it's better to give than to receive, which is why I've always given stuff away on the show. But then he gives me things, and guess what? Way better. I liked it way more. You know what's funny about this hat? Colin leaves here after the interview, and he's at a function, a comedy function for Netflix, and he's wearing his hat that says Toss Show. And my manager happens to be at this function, and she sees it, and she goes up to him and goes, hey, I'm sorry. She's like angry. She's like, who's this person making knockoff Toss Show merch? And she literally walks up to this guy. She doesn't know who he is because
I knew it would happen. I knew it would happen.
No disrespect to my manager, but she's not, big in the fashion game. So anyway, she walks up to him and she goes, excuse me, I just need to know, why the fuck are you wearing a Toss Show hat? And he's like, oh, hi, I was just interviewed by him. And she's like, oh, really? You were? And he's like, oh, we just recorded it just now. It'll be on soon. I don't know their schedule. And she's like, it better be on, or I'm taking that hat. I don't know. She made a fool out of herself. That's all I know.
That's
by
fucking funny.
implying that this guy was making illegal Toss Show merch. You don't have to yell at anybody that's wearing something with Tosh on it. Who are you? That's my client. You know the only thing she'll be mad about when she hears this is that she'll call me and she'll go, why do you always have to do an impression of me with a low voice? That's the only thing she'll care about. She won't get, I can say anything else. I can say that she lives in a trailer park. It's a Malibu trailer park, but you get it. Just don't always make my voice sound low. All right. Hey, any other updates from past guests? You betcha. You ready for this, Carl? George Foreman, the 15th. Guess what? Out of retirement, won his first fight back in Mexico. He's now 17-0. Scott,
Hey.
the guy that worked on my Airstream, finally got back, fixed a leak. And guess who he brought with him? His long-lost brother. They both worked on the Airstream. Wasn't that nice?
That's great.
It's good meeting his brother, too.
That
Oh,
was
I got an
great.
update for Pierre. He sent me his breakfast photo yesterday, which made me want to vomit. All right, what's going on? The GOAT. New episodes are dropping every Thursday, and I'm told it is the #1 reality competition show hosted by me in the world. BoysWearPink.com. Go there. Check out our charitable clothing line for toddlers. I can't wait till somebody offers me money to buy that whole company. I'm gonna say yes. And my tour. I need people to come to Louisville, second show in Indianapolis and Columbus. Some new Vegas shows coming out. I also am going to announce some more dates in the fall. Oh man. All right. My son has a new bedtime story. Won't you please subscribe and like? See you next week. All right. Give me a good night story. Go ahead.
Okay. Once upon a time, in a hot dog soul, Eddie Simmel died. And when we did table, the pizza died, but we did pizza. And when they walked back to the table, and they on Daddy they went to the handle, the pizza that, and say, when I came back to my table, there wasn't a pizza. We have to find out what happened. And then that was the boy and the daddy saw the pizza man. And the pizza man turned around and said, I ate that pizza because I was hungry. Then they put in a big roll of pizza.
I got 10 moon dust in my bag.
So when he walked away, he said, oh, I'm eating all of the pizza. So he tracks into the pizza motor and began to walk away. The end.
Good story, buddy.
For show. Occupano on this past weekend. That's probably a good one. Yeah, let's do that next. Bobby Lee on Tyso. That's fire too.
I want to announce that we have a show in Cork, Ireland now on June 9th at Live at the Marquee. New York City, New York, May 31st, Belfast, London, Idaho Falls, Salt Lake City, and Las Vegas, Nevada there. 4th of July weekend, we'll be there in Las Vegas, Nevada for 2 nights at Resorts World. You can get all tickets at theobond.com/TOUR. And thank you for your support. And if tickets are too expensive, make sure you're not buying them on a secondary site. You got to do that. That's why we suggest go through the website, and if they're sold out or something and they're expensive on secondary sites, just hold the line. We'll come back through some other time. I love you guys, baby. Thank you. Today's guest has his first stand-up special, Terrified, premiering on YouTube on May 31st. He is one of the most energetic and engaging and humorous humans that I've ever met. You know him from Impractical Jokers, and just from the years of joy he's brought to all of us. Today's guest is Mr. Sal Vulcano. Good to see you.
Love you, man. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, dude.
Man.
Yeah, we waited to like say hey to each other kind of until the episode started.
Oh, so this is the app starting now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, I'm just letting people know. Because sometimes, yeah, you start the episode and it's like, oh man, we're already going. And then it's like, you just kind of will get rid of some of the good energy in the beginning, man.
Yeah, I got it. I got the good energy. I was looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, same, dude, 100%. Yeah, so what's different? Oh, yeah, so the other place, like, we still have, like, our producers that work there every day.
Okay.
We got Zach and Nick, and they work over there, just making sure everything's smooth, planning ahead.
Yeah.
You know? And then, yeah, it's been different being here, you know?
Yeah. How far are you from here? This is not, you don't post up, you stay here?
I
or-
live here.
You live where we're at right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you like arrived from somewhere else. Oh, you've been here?
I've been here.
Oh, I thought you like arrived here. I was like, it's a big office, man. I was like, damn.
A lot of solids, great.
I fell asleep.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah,
No,
no.
this is your permanent area.
Yeah, this is my
Oh,
residence.
right on. Okay.
Oh, yeah, this is my legal residence, man.
Oh, that's so cool. All right, so this is a great setup, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
When you
Yeah, it looks
when
nice.
you scoped the place out, this had to be like a big selling point that you could make that like.
Well, this existed kind of was like, oh, wow, so I could maybe make this work, you know?
yeah.
I wish there was a little more space sometimes.
Up here or
Yeah, up here.
It's
But,
big, though.
yeah, so, I mean, it's been, look, that's the thing. It's like, do I need more? Like I looked at a house the other day that has like basically the front is kind of almost an office.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I could do that. And then I'm like, but do I need more? You know, I think it's about figuring out what you really need, kind of.
Yeah, man.
And what you want. You know, I don't know. And then I'm not home as much as I would like to be.
Yeah.
So.
You do a lot of road still right now, right?
Yeah, still touring, and then sometimes I'll go do podcasts on the road.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I've been trying to like. I live in a condo still. I've been trying to build a house.
Oh wait, weren't you guys building a house for a while?
We talked about this last time.
Is that true?
Dude, no joke. I haven't progressed at all. We're supposed to like knock down a house and build a house, and I had to go through the process of like I don't know anything about this stuff. Like getting like an architect, and making the plans, and then demoing the thing, and I'm not handy. I don't really know anything about this stuff, and it's just been like the worst experience.
Really?
Yeah, we had stuff, and
You start squatting, aren't you in New York?
I am, yeah. I bought the property
Okay.
years ago. I thought I'd be living there already.
Yeah.
But it's all about. So we've been making refinements. So it's like that's what
Is it
made
by
me
a
think of
river
it.
or something?
It's by the Hudson. Yeah, like it's by the New York there on the water. It's pretty dope. I have questioned in the last 3 years like not doing it like three times already, and just saying fuck it because like it's just been so tough to do. And that's me.
Yeah,
No, you know what that said? You're gonna laugh at me. It said, "No smoking, no junk except fruit every day." That's my
Wow.
just to make sure. Yeah, because when I smoke, you're like, it's not good.
So you'll smoke and then you'll eat.
I play this game myself where it's like, all right, if I smoke tonight, I'll let myself smoke. If I don't, if I eat, I can't smoke. And then when you're high, you're like, yeah, but and it just happens over and over and over and over. It's like, but it's not even like we're laughing, but it's like an issue.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just like, I was trying to lose weight, because I shot the special, and I was like trying to lose weight for that. And so I did really good.
He's
I
really
lost, like, a ton of
health
weight.
conscious,
You look a lot
health
leaner.
conscious, not
Thanks,
self
man. Yeah. It's been over time, but like
Self
it's-
and health,
it's
but
from like my heaviest
in a
like,
good
year
way.
and a half ago, probably down 50. I fluctuate up and down 50 my whole life. So like now I'm trying to like break down even like get down to like next 20 or whatever, and it's just tough because I'm so stressed. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's the
like
first
the
thing I'd
weed
want
is
to
like
do.
at the end of the night I cannot turn off. I can't turn off my brain unless I just smoke a little, and otherwise I won't be able to sleep. I won't be able to just like stop. Everything just keeps racing. So
Yeah, dude, I would love to be able to have that. I wish I could smoke dope or even smoke crack, honestly, sometimes.
Oh my
But-
God, wait, what
But yeah,
the-
then it's like, how do you
Theo.
also get some rest, I guess?
saying right
But
now?
yeah,
I don't know
sorry.
if you can rest with the crack.
Yeah.
I don't know if you rest with the crack. I don't know. I've never really like.
Insane.
I feel like I have known people that have done crack. I haven't talked to them about it. When I say I know them, I was probably a kid, and there was people that worked around where I lived with me, and I think they did crack. That was a thing.
Wow.
But I don't really know what crack does.
It's a functional, like, the My Pillow guy.
He does crack?
He did it his whole building the pillows, you know?
Really? Yeah. Oh, so good things can come out of it. Like there are crack success stories.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh wow. Is that what the secret is? Is like crack in there? I don't know what it is. Like they dust a pillow with crack before they ship it. People are like, yo, this is the best fucking pillow I've ever had in my life. This is my pillow. We can't have it.
It's like Crack Bay, that guy like this, you know? He just,
There's a guy on the assembly line just like as they pass. No, but like crack is like is it crack like cocaine or is it like heroin or is it like both?
let's bring up a little bit of crack if you can.
Yeah. And
Bring up a crack rock.
crack, I think
Crack.
crack hasn't been as big as it was when we were younger. When we were younger, it was like, sleep, breathe, crack.
Like it was in the black population too. I think I think there's documentaries, and I haven't seen this, but I believe there's documentaries that they believe it was unleashed on the black community or whatever.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know if it's true, and I'm not saying that it isn't true. I just haven't seen. I didn't go down. I've never gone down that.
Yeah.
But
How do you?
yeah, how do you make it? Can you give me some information on it?
Yeah. What's the?
But there's a beautiful picture. Not beautiful. I mean, there's different images.
There's an
of it.
assortment. It looks like crack had a photo section.
Hold on a second.
Because those are all like how you shoot eBay items, Like,
Yeah, dude.
it's not like in the wild crack. It's like crack in a studio.
Yeah, it looks like somebody made a charcuterie board. with crack.
I bet you there's been a drug party before where it's been laid out like charcuterie.
Oh,
Like in the high end drug parties, like in the hills and stuff.
oh, dude, I
There's
heard
like a
of.
little prosciutto and like a little bit of like.
Oh yeah, a little
whatever.
camembert.
Yeah.
A little Sauvignon Croix. You know, like, it's got-
Really appealing too. Like people went to the party and they never did drugs before, but then they were like, looks good.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, there's no way that crack rock doesn't go with that fig jam.
Yeah, Big Jam is my favorite thing on that charcuterie board. It's not always on there, but it is. It gives you the sweetness that you need to cut through.
Yeah.
I love a good Big Jam.
It's undervalued. I think it's kind of it's underappreciated.
Yet it's costly, which is really the dichotomy of
That's
Big
true,
Jam.
huh?
Undervalued but overpriced.
Wow.
Yeah. When was the last time you had Big Jam?
I think when you're saying it, when I've been at someone's house that has, I guess, rich or whatever, and they have fancy wine corkers or whatever, like that bottle the wine, like,
Yeah.
and then they'll have a charcuterie board sometimes. And
Yeah, but I got a charcuterie board for the Super Bowl.
So you did have Big Jam on it?
Yeah, I had Big Jam on it.
Really? But it also had jalapeno poppers on it.
It did no. Well, I did have wings as well. I had
Okay,
wings.
there you go.
I had other things. Normally we'll make it, but then my lady found someone who did it. She went to a party and they had it, and she was like, "Whoa!" And she got the number, and then we ordered it, and they bring it. It's like on a 4-foot board.
Oh.
You know, you got to pay a little extra for it, but for the guests, you know.
It's almost a level of like how rich you're willing to be when you go down the charcuterie boards, because there's also different sizes. There's the Noah's Ark. And you can go all the way down to like the Titanic
Pinta,
door.
Santa Maria.
Yeah. There's like the Nina, the Pinta. Sorry, and that's your joke, dude. I stepped on it, but
What?
and you can go all the way down to like Titanic door, like this small little.
Yeah, don't ever let go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never want to let go.
Right. But I will tell you though, I stood there calculating how much the woman actually paid, like the actual wholesale cost, because I was like, there was some things on there that make you go, oh, okay, but they're like, you know, they're throughout. But then there's also like, you know, grapes, just cheap, you know. So I'm like looking at it, I'm like, man, I guess it's labor intensive. I'll give her that.
Okay.
Because I felt like she probably could have got away with everything on there for like under 200, and it was probably like 450 or something like that.
Oh wow, $450 charcuterie.
It was like 4 feet. Well, we had like 35 people.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it feeds 35, dude, I'll fucking get one of those every. Yeah.
But then like we had so much food, not everyone ate it, and then I have like so much excess charcuterie, and then I feel guilty because I'm like, I have to eat this. I can't piss away money like that.
Yeah.
So I was eating charcuterie for like 6-7 days past the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Just what? Just having olives and pecans and just what?
Yeah, but you know what it is?
11 pistachios. Like they always have like 7 or 8 like things.
Yeah, there's unidentified things all the time. I gotta like Google photo it. I don't even know. I'm like, what is this? It's like I don't even know if it's cheese. Is it cream? You know, there's nuts I never seen on there before.
Oh, it gets twigs very vague towards the end. Like there's like sometimes there'll be like a hoof meat.
Oh, I missed some
There
silver,
will
but it's
be,
fine.
Like something called a neighborhood sausage. Or like,
Yeah, they give you like a legend, like a key. You're like, oh, you gotta try. That's the neighborhood stuff. But it's so much more depressing eating it the week after because it's bagged in like sandwich bags in the fridge, and so now I'm just pulling out different bags of unidentified meats and like tasting it, and like the sodium levels that week were probably through the roof. I retained a lot of water that week.
yeah. Oh, that's another big issue. I think is one of the side effects of charcuterie boards is gout probably and severe salt retention. My buddy's daddy, if he had too much salt, he couldn't talk. And so
I miss you, man.
Oh yeah. So he'd get his fucking dad, like his dad would be drunk and he'd get a bunch of fucking like he'd keep giving him potato chips and shit.
If he knew he was gonna like steal the car that night, the day before he'd be like give his dad just his family size like a Costco bag of Ruffles.
Yeah, the dad was
So he wouldn't chew them out when he got home. He would just look at him like furrow.
My cow unlocked.
You ever have gout?
No, I never had it. My stepdad had it. I think it basically salt builds up like in the bends of your body, huh?
I self-diagnosed gout.
Oh, you just said you had it?
Yeah, I just said it. I was trying to will it.
First of all, thank you for admitting it. A lot of people will have fucking, like I had like a stepdad probably couldn't even move his arms or anything. He's like, I don't have anything wrong. And meanwhile, his fucking arm.
Look like Randy in A Christmas Story in the snowsuit.
yeah, you look like that.
No, I was getting these sharp pains. Is that gout stuff?
Yeah, let's
right
see
there,
what happens.
right there. Oh wow, I never even Googled gout, and that's where I had it.
Gout happens when urate,
That's a good T-shirt. Gout happens.
Gout happens, yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. And that is definitely a market that as we age, we can get into, I think. Gout happens.
Gout happens, right?
Oh, my stepdad would wear that every day. He'd wear the helmet. He's got it so bad, dude. He's a fucking... Yeah, he shows up on the periodic table of elements. That dude has so much salt in him. That dude's fucking probably got iodine in him.
That's not good.
Oh,
You ever
yeah.
talk to him about it?
We mentioned
You
it.
should cut his sodium down, you know?
We mentioned it.
Anything you could do for him?
He's born free. He wears a shirt that says born free all the time. So that's not the kind of guy you can approach about their self.
I think born free essentially means gout happens. You know what I mean?
That's an interchangeable shirt.
No, I had this shooting pain. Like, it
In
would
your
just come
foot?
out of nowhere. But I mean, like, your foot locks up and you can't, like, you would have to, like you have to, like, tiptoe and put your weight on the other foot. Out of nowhere, right? And then would happen, like, could happen for 2 minutes, could happen for, like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then it would just magically, like a Charlie horse, would just go away.
Oh,
And I didn't really know what it was. I thought I broke my toe, or I had something wrong with the actual, like, infrastructure in there. And it would reoccur and go away and reoccur. And I was like, I gotta talk to my doctor. So I went and I got x-rays. And they were like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
You're full of shit.
And then I realized, yeah, because it's not just salt. I heard like, well, it is meats and stuff. So I guess that is salt.
Yep, salt shrimp I know have it.
Shit, that's the seafood.
Seafood has a high sodium.
I didn't really know that. And I eat seafood thinking like, oh, it's lean. It's good protein, you know. And
Yeah, it's the lean cuisine of the ocean kind of.
it is. It is, right? Yeah. And then I realized I guess you can have it. You can have flare-ups and it goes away. Because I haven't now. Knock on wood. This is gonna suck because I know I'm gonna bring it back now by saying it. But I haven't really had it in like a year and a half. But there was times where I would get it like every few days, and it would strike anywhere at the most inopportune time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Thank you. Got prayers. Anything you could do for me. I love how like you actually really just got empathy for my
Oh,
gal.
well, I watched my stepdad. He would have so much, like, flare-up or whatever. He couldn't even... My stepmom would go put a blanket on it. He'd like... He couldn't even, like, even an Afghan or whatever couldn't touch his skin. It would fucking hurt him too much. Let's get this information, though. Gout happens when urate, a substance in your body, builds up and forms needle-shaped crystals in your joints. God.
Yeah, I guess I have needle-shaped crystals.
This leads to pain, swelling, redness, and changes in the movement and use of the affected joint. However, not everyone with high urate levels develop gout. And does gout just go away? Maybe look that up, how it comes and goes away.
Yeah. The pain is like you can't use the foot. You literally like it's almost like you need a crutch, but you don't have one because you never know.
You need a short friend.
Yeah, you need anything really, any kind of support at all.
Gout can go away or return again and again. Oh my gosh, dude, this is like one of those Robert Pattinson movies. Some people will go months or even years without having another gout attack, or very rarely they may never have enough. Yeah.
It's like the mafia. Like you never know when it's lurking over your shoulder. Like it threatens you once, and then you just like you gotta fall in line. I have psoriasis, which is the same exact thing. I got a lot of autoimmune things that like threaten me, then they go away, but there's always a threat of them.
Yeah, that's one thing I guess about growing up is that stuff starts to happen. Your special is
it's called Terrified. I shot at the Vic in Chicago back in December. This is my first actual one on anything I recorded.
Yeah.
I have some like television sets and like this is not happening, this and that, but like most of my stuff I just never put it out there. So like I finally like had the time, the runway to do it, So like, it's a big deal for me because like people, like a lot of people aren't educated. That I understand that. You know what I mean? Like my fans are, but like just I want to reach like so it's like this is a kind of like hopefully it'll reach a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I remember you and I got on a show together at a bookstore in New York. I remember, I think when you were first starting to do comedy.
Yeah, like it's probably about proper stand-up, probably been about eight years and so now. Yeah, I actually just was so funny because I was talking to my lady that was coming here, and we started talking about you, and I went and looked at, because we it was like 8-9 years ago. You visited we went out together for Halloween. Me and her, and I found a photo of us.
You did?
Yeah, I found the photo list, and I was like, it was that far back, but I had to go in like my this is you dressed as a newsie, and I was like a Run DMC. Yeah. that was a fun night, man.
Dude, that was a fun night.
And
I remember we went to a couple of good bars.
Yeah, we were hopping around. That was 9 years ago.
I can't believe it.
I know. And then I found this one, which I was like, I guess I forgot we did this, but we did a show together, me, you, and Adam Ray at the House of Blues in San Diego. Do you even remember that, dude?
I remember I showed up there with luggage for some reason. I remember.
I don't remember that.
I definitely remember that. And cause I just remember, because sometimes you don't have luggage with you.
Yeah.
Most of your life you don't have luggage, right?
No, not most of the days.
Yeah. So when I have luggage, sometimes I remember it, especially if you're with luggage at a place that you shouldn't have luggage.
It always feels so weird.
Oh, if you go to lunch or somewhere, you have to go to the airport after, you fucking walk into like I'm trying to think of a good place that place is closed down, but even like a macaroni grill, like a semi-nice place where.
And you got the luggage by your seat. It's by your seat. And people are like walking by, and you're like, yeah. I know.
Keep pulling your luggage in.
I know.
Especially in New York, I'm sure if you go to a cafe, because a luggage will take up probably 7% of a cafe.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, absolutely. And then forget about it if you have a large. If I have a large, you probably just gotta eat the park. You probably can't get into the doorway.
Well, I mean, at that point, that's how homelessness starts. I think it's somebody is meeting somebody. They're on their last leg. They're headed out of town, and they're meeting somebody for lunch. Somebody's like, "Look, I'll buy you a meal," and you realize your luggage is too big to get into the cafe, and they're like, "You got to eat in the park."
I just got new luggage, so I'm like feeling good about it. Yeah, I was still using the cloth one, like not a hard case. I like the cloth one because it used to like zipper. The flap was thin and the whole depth was one side. And I was hesitant to get.
You were using that style.
I was doing that with just the two wheels that you had to lug like on, like it was like a hand truck.
I respect the two wheels. Yeah.
Yeah, and I ended up getting that one because my shit busted while I was at the airport, and then I had to run down and get luggage at the airport, and I bought it and I was like, all right, and then I was like, oh man, it was like it wasn't like hard case too, so it got wet and dry, but I liked that it was deep.
Yeah.
And
I guess that's true. You have one side is deep. You're not deciding what side.
It wasn't
to put
like a
stuff
split, and I resisted the hard case split for so long, and then finally this luggage I couldn't get the handle up anymore. I still had it for like 3 months with no handle. Couldn't get the handle up. I was like just reaching low and just pulling.
Oh my God!
I don't know. I just like don't have time, and I was like, you know what it is? I want to be a smart consumer. And I didn't have the time to do the research on the new luggage. And so I just was like, I'm going to do it. And then one day I just like, I can't do this anymore. And I committed, and I got the new hard.
Like a guy like trying to get out of a marriage.
I'm going to stay with this baby just a few, just so I know that I really I found somebody else. And now I do the split hard top, and you know what? I was afraid of it.
Really?
It's got 4 wheels. It glides effortlessly. It's impermeable to liquids.
Oh yeah.
And it's not really that bad because I was like, oh, what if I need something that is like tall in a split? I'm not gonna be able to do it because one side zips, so it's not like you can combine both sides really. But luckily I haven't run into that problem. Happy to say that. Happy to announce it here.
Damn, thanks, man. That's unbelievable. So you're a hard case luggage guy now?
Yeah, I'm a hard case luggage guy.
Wow.
The best part of it though is the effortless gliding. Yeah, I used to be like, it was like the Trail of Tears when I was with the old one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not not to diminish the
Get out of
experience, that was
here, engine! People would yell that at you. You're like, oh, hold on, guy. This guy just, he likes what he likes, you know? He knows that style of luggage. Wow, that was almost archaic, I feel like, though, to see somebody who would still just have the one thin layer side that you couldn't put anything in, maybe some pockets, but that was it.
Yeah, it was like for, tissues. The first thin flap was you couldn't wear anything, really. But have you seen someone walk with, like, you remember when we were little? It was just a suitcase with a handle, and if you were lucky, there was these little ball wheels on the bottom of like a traditional suitcase. And then they had like this little, like almost like a little handle that you could pull it with. But it had no control. It was little ball. It had no also, it wasn't weighted correctly. You remember, they were like just big. So back in the day, people had to like literally carry their luggage in both hands, like walk with it.
Yeah,
That's true. When I was little, that's the luggage my parents
luggage.
had.
Well, that's all, and they call it luggage. I mean, they call it, I guess that was the original, like, they were lugging it around.
That's got to be it, right? That's why they call it.
It would have to be, I think. My mother still carries a bag like that from, like, her childhood, basically. This
She's
thing,
got, she jacked.
she could be, yeah, she could probably hit you pretty quickly without you being really prepared for it,
Yeah.
unless you grew up with it.
You came to.
Oh,
You had timing. Your mom's like Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like you can get all the way up to him and then you're just screwed. And if you make one mistake, you're done.
yeah.
It's one hit, you're done.
Oh, yeah, remember that?
Yeah. 007-373-5963. That's the code.
It was?
Yeah. I have it tattooed in my brain. I made a T-shirt of it. My own T-shirt.
Yeah, dude.
Your mom was like Tyson. Did you ever beat him
Mike Tyson's.
on Nintendo?
Yeah, we beat him.
Yeah.
Somebody, yeah, I remember, like, yeah, we had one neighbor that was, like, real liberal, and it was like, don't beat him because he's black, you know? And it was like, it's not about that. It's like,
No, they
this is
missed
a video game.
They missed the point.
Yeah, I'm like,
They didn't want to shoot the ducks in duck hunts.
yeah, they didn't want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, look, we paid $44 for this game
Yeah.
on my 7th birthday so we could rock the fucking boat.
Yeah.
You know, this is one place I can take a swing at a tough brother
Yeah.
in the safety of my own home. But yeah, when he would come out,
Yeah. What sucks is you got all the way up to him. I guess they gave you the code once you got up to him. But I used to try and play it straight through. You know, I got to that point where I could play it straight through. It was one of my
what
games.
do you mean play it straight through?
Like I would start at Glass Joe
Yeah.
and go until I beat Tyson, just without like in one session.
Oh, one sitting.
Yeah, I'm sitting. Yeah, I mean, it didn't take that long. A couple
Yeah.
hours. I had all the time in the world. Well,
Oh, remember how much time you had?
yeah.
Remember how much time you had, dude? People like, what are you doing today? You're like, what are you even talking
I
about?
don't even know what I'm doing today. I have no idea what's going to happen today.
Yeah.
Summer vacation from school felt like years.
Yeah.
So
Kids can't imagine. Imagine, this is, or anybody, imagine now, you're out of school, you go home, there's a TV, that's it, and it's playing like Little House on the Prairie, and then straight into Wheel of Fortune,
that's exactly right.
or straight into Price is Right.
Well, Little House, Price is Right was 11 a.m. And then Little House was where I was. It was actually was it Little House prime time though? I think it was, or am I thinking of Highway to Heaven?
Highway to Heaven.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're huge fans here, both of those.
Yeah, Michael Landon's staying over there. Yeah.
Michael Landon. Somebody sent me a video of his hometown the other day, and his childhood home and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Of Michael Landon's?
Yeah.
Someone sent you a video of Michael Landon's childhood home just recently.
Yeah, just sent me like, this is where he lived at, this is the bench he used to spend time on, and just like, just some like pieces from his neighborhood. Where is he from? Connecticut? I want to talk more about this special, man. Forest Hills in New York. That sounds nice. Have you been here?
No, is that Queens?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been to Queens, of course. Is that Queens? Forest Hills?
Yeah, go back to it. Landon was born Eugene Maurice Horowitz. October 31st, Halloween.
No way. That's when we hung out.
We're still in the neighborhood of Queens, New York. This follows with
Oh
Peggy.
yeah, beautiful there. you're in an old Europe or something. It's all these old, like, there's an old section of it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like you're in like a cottage. Like it looks like you're in the foothills of Switzerland. Some places.
Wow. Yeah. So this was some of the footage that somebody sent me.
And now this is apropos of nothing. They sent you the Michael Landon treats.
People don't.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I'm a
Didn't have to use a
known,
depth defiance, thankfully.
Fan.
Of that kind of programming, or him specifically?
Him specifically, I think. Just like, it was just.
He was good, wholesome.
He was the fatherhood.
Yeah, he was.
He was kind of that father, that television father.
Mm-hmm.
When I started podcasting, an online store was probably the furthest thing from my mind. I was just concerned with getting the episodes out. But eventually we put a t-shirt online and we started selling it and then that evolved and people wanted more, and so next thing you know we was selling a t-shirt and a dang sweatshirts and a high heel even at one point, I think. And that's where we are now, and it's been so easy, all because I use Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. That's been one thing that's nice, whether we were selling just one item or we evolved to have a couple of items. Whatever stage you're at, you can stage up or stage down with Shopify, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify is there to help you grow. Right now, you can sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/THEO, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/THEO now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Theo. Everybody likes having skin on their body. Covers you, holds you, keeps everything together. But what I want to talk to you about is that second skin, baby. That Tommy John, you know what I'm talking about? That lightweight, breathable, comfortable, doesn't ride up, perfect fit underwear and undergarments and garments, period. The most comfortable underwear I've ever worn. That's right, I can't even travel without my Tommy Johns. I can do everything better in my Tommy Johns. I feel good, I feel capable. I feel like just touching the world. Tommy Johns are different from other brands I've worn just because of the sleekness, because of that hold, the comfort, because it makes me feel like I just feel better than I even feel. And I want to let you know you can get 30% off site-wide right now at TommyJohn.com/THEO. And if you don't love your Tommy Johns, you're covered by their best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. That's right. So there's nothing to lose by even trying this comfort. You can save 30% off site-wide right now at TommyJohn.com/THEO. See site for details. Great time to get something for yourself or something for Father's Day. A little bit more about the special, man. So yeah, like, what has that been like for you? Like the comedy world, like, did you start to really feel like, okay, this is what kind of comedians go through? Because you also got into comedy where people already knew you. Was that scary? Like, oh, they're gonna judge me, or did it feel more like they're gonna support me? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I did stand up like 20 years ago. Like out of college, I did it for a little bit, and then I started getting into sketch comedy and like improv and stuff. And then that's how I really got into comedy, because I started to get a little successful with the sketch stuff. This is like 2000, 99 I started that, and then I got on the show and I was like, well, the only thing I ever really want to do is do stand up. But I didn't go down that path. And then I was like, if I don't do it now, I have to start doing it now. I have a platform now, But I was like, I was very into this, like I was into the stand-up world a little bit, because I used to host, I owned a bar, and I used to host like comedy on Tuesdays. And this is 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so every New York comic played my bar. And so I became friends with everyone like years before I like started going hard at it in New York. And so everybody was like, I was friends with everybody, right? And also like I just went at it really, really hard. Like I was, I didn't half-ass anything. It's what I do, and it's what I wanted to do. But I understand, like, it's a thing, like, okay, people know know me from television, like, am I backdooring it? Am I gonna have an act? You know, like a, you know. But if you just like, if you're out there every single night, I'm playing bars with 3 people in it, to this, to that, to the next thing, 5, 6 spots a night for years. You know, so it's like, you know, and then it's like, you know, if you respect it, I mean. So luckily everybody was really cool with me, and.
Would you feel like personally? That's a little what I mean. Like, I think you seem like an authentic enough guy where like you would be realistic about what you were really doing. You know, if you were trying to create a fun show that was like a Joker show, like, you know, or just like bring a lot of that to stage, or if you were trying to, you know, like really rock in a stand up and really go through it. You know, and I know that for years you were performing. But yeah, like, was there anything like for you in your own head, like, do I need to prove to myself? Like, was it some of that a little bit? You think?
Yeah, but that's a motivator, you know, like, because I tour with the guys. I've been touring with the guys for 13. Well, we toured back in 2000. But now, since the show, we've been touring for 13 years. We're on our 5th, you know, like we do United States every market, and then UK every, you know. This is our 5th one in 12 years. So, and you know, our story was like, you know, we started really small. We started playing literally when we started, like nobody wanted to really invest in us.
Oh yeah.
You know, like even our agents, they like were like, oh yeah, you can do live stuff. You know, and we started in like literally like C rooms. You know, like really like like hole in the wall places. But it got better, and then, you know, theater, and then we started, you know, playing big places. And then, but it's different. It's not stand up. You know, it's like a multimedia show. It's like it's for our fans. We tell stories. It's interactive. It's like geared toward the fan.
Yeah, and I love being there. I mean, so many of my first fans were fans that came over from you guys.
Oh no, really?
Oh yeah. I mean,
is that just because of you? Like you?
I think from going on the cruise that we went on, and then some of the fans like would come to my shows. You know, you guys have Joker's had some of the most loyal fans by far.
Yeah, that's true. That is really true.
By far. I mean, it's like the Bible and then Jokers, I feel like.
No, but they're good like that. If like we vouch for someone, it's like they will attach themselves. Because, you know, they're not really stand-up fans. You know, like they're fans of the show, but they're fans of comedy and everything. But they find a lot of people through us.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like when we tell them, oh, this person, like they're so happy to have someone to seek out and to become a fan.
Yeah, they're like more like human fans, kind of.
Human fans.
Like just like usually just pretty fun loving people. You guys have had some of the best fans, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so too. And they're just so like they're so invested and they're so loyal. You know, we're only on the air this long because, you know, because of that kind of, I don't know, that kind of dedication they have to it, that loyalty. You know what I mean? Like we just signed. Season 10 just finished airing, and I mean, we didn't announce this yet, but we signed for seasons 11 and 12. So I'm shooting season 11 now. And I can't even believe it, really, because it's like 300 episodes. We've been doing it since 2011. Like, I didn't think that shit. But it's because of them. It's really is. It's because of them. And, like, if someone is in our orbit, of the show's orbit, like, they want to, like, that's how much they love us. They just want to, like, they want to kind of, they're cool to be, like, a fan of what we're a fan of. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing, by extension.
Yeah, they want to carry, and also they trust your acumen or whatever, like whatever you think is on your charcuterie board of humor,
right?
They like want to get it. They're like, oh
yeah, like you're my fig jam.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, try some fig jam right here.
You're my fig jam, babe. That's another good shirt. We're gonna make a lot of shirts today.
Let's see how many pieces of merch we can come up with by the time this episode. Right now we got 2.
Yeah, we got 2. We got gout.
Gout happens in your merch fig jam.
Yeah.
All right, but I want to branch out. It can't just be T-shirts. Maybe we'll do some like.
Oh, we'll get into socks.
Maybe some, the laptop covers or something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe like a wind chime. Ooh. That's the secret, merch. You have great merch. You gotta throw in something that people don't normally get.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I just didn't want to end up having like all kind of like, you know, I got like hats for disabled people, or I got like,
That's
you know,
too niche.
children's
Not that
vests.
there's not a lot of disabled children's vests.
You know, you're like, what is going on? You know,
Yeah, but you should
or
do one.
cinnamon. Like, oh, Theo's got a cinnamon.
Yeah, do you have anything like that?
No,
I'm surprised you don't. You don't have like a rub or something like that? You don't? Dude, come on. You're the Southern King, man. You got to get like yourself a rub or something.
Bro,
like that.
I've got a rub, dude. not allowed to use it near schools. I'll tell you that, brother. But
I did a peanut butter for charity.
no way.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm
Well,
killing the
our
Cerberus without
podcast,
dying
we
at
had
least once, but
So I
we're
did
going
Hey
for
Baby
it.
with Chris Stefano and Taste Buds with Joe DeRosa, and together we're on this No Press Network on it's on YouTube, whatever. And so I had this peanut butter that I love, Saratoga Peanut Butter Company. It was this family-owned, like woman-owned business, and she used to be from Staten Island, where I'm from. And I found her at a Christmas market. Not even her, just on a stand. And I was loving it. And they mentioned it, like, to support. And then they reached out and we combined and made a peanut butter for charity. I did that once.
Ooh, Saratoga peanut
You
butter.
put in like the no fresh. I bet you it'll come up. Like, it was cool with it on the label and stuff. Like fun, you know.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Never thought about some of that, I guess.
Pickles one time. Pickles. We did.
I don't know. I just worry, I guess, about like trying to sell. To me, there's something that gets weird if I feel like I'm trying to sell people too many things.
Oh, for sure. I didn't sell them. That was just the money went to charity. And I was just.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I didn't make my own. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Q. I was on a. So Q, my buddy. You know.
He made cucumbers.
No, that was okay. He owned a beer company. He started it. He bought the rights to and revived a beer company from Staten Island from like 100 years ago. That went
Great
defunct,
idea.
right? And yeah, he's so passionate about it. He doesn't have any more, but for years he had it. And to mess with me on the show, he made. There was one time on the show where they renamed me Prince Herb, and I had to go by Prince Herb in my whole life for like a year. Like late night TV, the news, any
Prince Herb.
press, going up on stage, who's loving Prince Herb. They pierced my ears. They made me wear these big cubic zirconia earrings. It was just very embarrassing. So I was known as Prince Herb, and so I mean everything I did. Like I would go to Starbucks and get like a latte and be like Prince Herb, right? And he made a Prince Herb brew, and it was
Was that you in a picture? You?
if you pull up Prince Herb.
Got him.
That's all.
Without dying
That's
once.
Prince
Good
Herb.
shit.
They put billboard in Times Square. That's a billboard of me with the earrings. Yeah, that's the New Year's Eve billboard. That's the huge one.
That's
in Times
you?
Square. Yeah, that's the
You
size
have
of the building.
gout in your cheeks,
I
dude.
had, dude, it was like
Oh, no, wait.
60s.
No,
what are you looking at?
The T-shirt, the Prince Herb for 2024.
No, so if you put in Prince
is
Herb,
that?
that's another thing. I'll get to that. That's me. That's
you.
That's me. That's the worst picture I ever took. 2003. I had the flu and I was 60 pounds overweight, and I gave them the picture to put on Jokers because we like help each other out. You know, like they wanted to do something like, yeah, take this bad picture of me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And they kept using it for like 6-7 seasons, right? And then I was like, this joke is getting old. And then just when I thought it was getting old, it became a meme. Like the crying Michael Jordan face. Not that like it's that big, but I'm saying like that. Like people just started using it. I don't even understand why. Dude, it got so big that college campuses across the country. I go to college shows now. Everybody in the audience has that face on a shirt, or they put it on quilts, and they put it on like these blankets, and they hang them in the dorms. Dude, at their graduation, I'm on my back hands on the cap, like and everything. It's and I never made $1 from that. Someone made so many millions of dollars. I mean, dude, I can't tell you the amount of merch that thing is on.
Who is that?
That's me, dude. That's me. I look
Are
like
you
Andre the
sure?
Giant, bro. Yeah, it's just a bad angle on a bad day. I was in Santa Monica. I was at lunch with Q. He took the picture. And I was at, I mean, that one's blown up. Like, someone widened it.
Right. Yeah, look,
but it wasn't good.
I understand the one with the glowing orbs come out of his eyes has been edited.
I don't know what, I asked the kids when I go to the colleges, like they hold them up on the blankets. Like they get this, they spend real money.
Oh, yeah.
They get it blown up. And I'm like, what is this? And they just like,
Quiltery is very costly.
yeah. I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think college kids could do quiltering, can afford quiltering.
Look at this. Oh, my God, Sal, I didn't know you had all this happening.
Yeah, and so, but when it first happened, I didn't know
Because
what
it looks like the guy died.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. Everybody, when they look at that guy, they're like, oh, yeah, I remember him.
It's
He used
terrible.
to gamble.
I look like the whale. Right? I never didn't see the movie, but I looked like I locked myself in my house and I didn't come out for a while.
You look like the whale who's rash, I feel like. Like, that's the element that's also, there's a very Brooklyn or very, like,
Okay.
There's a Run DMC, like, kind of a little bit with this. In the
I don't
sense.
see Run DMC in just my big peach fat bald circle head, but if you say it, I'll take it because anything to make me feel
Okay, there is a hasn't run in a while DMC.
Has not run.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a has not
Thank you for the in a while. I appreciate that.
But it's one of those pictures you see if you go to, and I hate to say this out loud, but a FUNERAL, and one of the pictures that's on there.
Why do you want to say funnel?
Because people pronounce it differently and it means something bad.
But if you say funnel,
Oh
it
yeah,
helps soften the blow.
that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Say we're at a crazy funeral, somebody hands you a pamphlet,
Yeah.
and you see a picture on it.
Sure.
It looks like that guy.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like damn, R.I.P.
Yeah. Just say a prayer. Just say a prayer for me.
R.I.P. Ricky. Too soon. Like a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It definitely looks like that. But I didn't know what they meant. Someone texted me and was like, I gotta tell you something. You're sitting down. That's what they said. I said, what's up? They go, you become a meme. And I was like, what is that? What do you mean I become a meme? I know what a meme is, but what do you mean I become a meme? And they're like, the picture of you that you hate that was on like 8, because I was like, this is not funny anymore. You did it till it's not funny. It's like they used it for like 7 seasons, and then it happened. And then, dude, for like 1 year, if I posted something,
I'm gonna pet that dog.
My DMs were, I couldn't get to regular messages. I couldn't. If you DM me, I couldn't see it. If I put something online, 800 of that face right underneath in the comments, and it was like I thought it was funny at first, but then it was like, it's just not funny. I gotta talk to. I have to communicate. I gotta use the internet.
Yeah.
Every time I post, I can't just get that head in. It's like, so I don't even know where we're going. Oh, but anyway, the Prince Herb. It was a non-alcoholic hot pink beer, and it said a corny beer for a corny mofo. If you put Prince Herb Brew, you'll see the can. Now this is a funny story. You'll see the can with me on it. It's a hot pink can. Like Prince Herb Brew. There it is on the left there.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
a real future looking can of beer.
And then that's cute, plugging it right there. And it said like a corny brew for a corny mofo. Now here's the thing. This is the funniest thing ever. It was unintentional, but he shipped so many of those things. Right? It was hot pink, and it was non-alcoholic, and he shipped so many of them. And what we did, he wanted to get it done in time for that punishment where they pierced my ears, put me on billboard. So it was all part of the same punishment.
Okay.
So I didn't know he was doing this. So after they brought me out to Times Square, they told me I was going to become Prince Herb. And I didn't know what that meant, and then they said turn around, and I saw on the floor, and they took me inside, pierced my ears. For the whole season, I had to wear these big cubic zirconia earrings.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and then that came up, and they told me about that in the moment. So in the haste to produce the beer, make a recipe of a hot pink non-alcoholic IPA, something was wrong in the measurements of the recipe, and he shipped out like I want to say like hundreds and hundreds of cases, and he got word back that they were exploding. And what happened was, if they were not refrigerated and they had to stay cold, and that's it. Once they were cold, they had to stay cold. And if you took them out of the refrigerator, they exploded. And I don't mean like they leaked; they exploded. Which is actually, full circle, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Because it's like he didn't intend that. But people started reaching out. They're like, yeah, it's exploding all over my house, my fridge, everything. Because you could also leave that alone, put it in the fridge, and explode in the fridge.
Oh.
But these things were popping like grenades.
My cat's wet. My kids. Yeah.
Dude, so so they were expanding, and so that you would see the metal in the bottle just like start to expand until the things pop like grenades, and it happened to everybody. And he had to give all the money, back or whatever. I think it was to charity involved too. And then I got a case of my own, as it just like here, you have it. And I didn't know, and I put them in the fridge right away. And then I had like two cases. So I had 48 of those in my fridge. And when I realized that they were going to start exploding, I was like, I need room in the fridge. It's my main fridge. And so my lady's like, we got to get these out of here. And I was like, but I don't know how to get them out because they're going to start exploding. Yeah. And so we took out, I left 2 in there. Now, right now, there's only 1 in my fridge, and it's expanded, but then I put it back in time. So it's like the top is like, it's almost like a point, and it's ready to explode if it loses like 5 degrees, but it's in like the crisper.
Oh yeah.
But we took
the safety.
Yeah, it's supposed to keep, So, but we took every one of them out, and I put them in the sink I put them in the sink in my kitchen, and I just put a blanket over it. Dude, it was like Sarajevo in there, dude. After like 20, 30 minutes, it was like, pop, 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 pop. And dude, it was, I mean, and then part of it, and
Call it a combat.
dude, it was exploding. It was hot, pink, sticky beer all over my kitchen. I mean, and it was scary, actually. It was scary.
Non-alcoholic.
It's not alcoholic. But I would try to like pop them open to preempt the blast. And so I would go and I would like, but then you'd pop them open and they would just still explode. Yeah. I gotta just send you a picture of the one in my fridge. It's like, it's just 2 degrees away. I know it's gonna happen, but like I'm keeping it for like the, what do you call it? Just like,
Yeah, like a gender reveal.
no, like just a keepsake.
That's what it should
That
have
would be
been.
really funny.
You know what it sounds like these would have been great for? Is gender reveals if your cousin was gay or your brother's gay. Like,
Yeah.
hey, mom and dad, we got an announcement to make.
Like
You
an
said-
out, like a
Yeah.
like coming out,
Or yeah, like a out.
coming out reveal, which I guess is a
Yeah, like
redundant.
sexual reveal
Yeah,
or preferences reveal or something.
yeah.
You'd be like, mom and dad, we gotta. We want you to know something. You just set one in front of them, and everybody's like, look at what it is. It's just
Oh my
like a
god,
trilogy.
bro, this is nonsense.
Really? And then, but they
and
hear
you're
that
like,
they were-
Danny's gay, and they're like, no shit, we knew I was gay, and now you fucking ruin your mom's new wallpaper. That's the problem, dude.
But it's just so funny to think that they were exploding all across American people's homes, unintentionally.
Yeah, but beautiful. There's something so special about that type of thing, sitting in your chair at home, right? You're relaxing, you're cute, right? You've made a lot of beer, you got Prince Herb Brew, just hit the, it's on the ships heading out to different homes, and then it's starting to blow up, and you're like, all right, things are going poorly, but
We hear
You-
like, "Boop," like the email. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, lucky nobody.
you got malpractice.
For real though, for real, lucky nobody got hurt.
Oh,
Because I'm telling you, dude, the sound was like, where you would go, yo, that was one can. I had 48 cans.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you.
Baby
Thank you.
Angel, that is so heavy. Yeah, it is heavy when that kind of stuff is going on, when there's a dangerous product that hits the scene, I think is very scary.
Yeah.
Kid Rock, I know, made a beer,
Yeah,
and the first batch of it was good. It was like Badass Beer or something it was called.
yeah.
And the second
It was
batch...
called Not Bud Light.
It was called Straight Beer. Even though the craziest part is he drinks Bud Light every day.
You get over things, it's like a bad breakup.
Yeah, it really is.
Time will heal his Bud Light wounds.
It did quickly, but Badass, that was his beer. Badass beer, American lager. And the second batch of it, like, they just made it bad. Like, whoever made it, it was a bad beer. Like, they messed up the recipe or
Oh, so
something.
it didn't taste good.
Tasted horrible.
Tasted badass.
So, yeah.
Tasted just ass. They had to just get like a Sharpie and like black out bad and they could sell it for what and then it wouldn't be like false advertising.
You drink it, you're like, ass. Yeah, somebody
Disgusting.
put ass in it.
Which is so ironic because he didn't want to do Bud Light, but then people are like, yo, I'm eating ass. I mess with ass.
Yeah, you're like, hold on.
You put that ass in my
You
mouth.
can. A horrible ass. But you can't support a beverage of some guy who maybe prefers a little ass every now and then. Like, what kind of world do we live in? But the simple fact that he had his second run of the beer, he was all fired up, and then it just was fucking, the recipe was bad. Like,
I'm sorry to hear that because he's a guy who needs a break.
oh yeah.
You ever go to his like compound or whatever?
Oh, yeah,
It's,
I've been there.
it's nutty, right? I know you kind of know him, probably, right?
Crazy, yeah, it's pretty interesting. He where was I with him? I went to one of his shows. He played in my sister's town a couple of weeks ago in Louisiana,
Okay.
and so I got to fly over with him. He has his own plane, so I got to go on like a private plane, and then
That's
we
fun.
flew over there and flew back late at
Is
night.
he a nice dude? Cool dude?
He's a really sweet guy.
Yeah, right. It's not constant badness, right?
Oh no, well he's also
Come on, man.
Is he
I was
normal?
fucking you up.
He's a unique individual.
He's a really unique individual.
But
Oh,
is
man, I was so close.
Badass.
Whooping
Like,
his
he
ass.
eats a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Is it like in a badass way? Like, what is he? Like, how? When does that go away? Like, you ever with him and did you ever see him weep?
Oh, never weep, I don't think. No, he loves Kid Rock is an interesting dude, man. He's the kind of guy, if you go do something with him, he'll send you a card or a nice picture of
that's so
something y'all
sweet.
did together.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Something
You're like that,
right?
You're like that.
Sometimes maybe I am.
You are like that. You are like that. I remember when you did the cruise. Actually, you sent me a gift after.
Oh, I did?
It was the sweetest thing. No one's ever done that.
Thanks, dude.
It was so nice.
Sometimes I think I got so busy that I just didn't even know who I am sometimes. But then Bob also would be but then Kid Rock will also be the kind of guy where if you're in a car, like one night we were in a car, we were leaving.
Oh, you call him Bob?
Yeah.
I was about to ask you, like, what do you
Yeah, his
call
real
him?
name's Bob.
Yeah, I know that, but I know you call him.
Oh yeah, so I call him Bob, right? Or it just depends, kind of.
But you ever call him Kid?
I call him
Rock?
fucking retard half the time.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
And we can beat that up, but people know what it is, you
Right.
know. But he's the only guy I've ever been with in a car, and everybody's
Really?
just chatting and having a good time.
That's wild. The only guy you ever knew in the car, Kid Rock.
Yeah, it just was a craziest Uber. It's like Uber Black and then Uber fucking Dirt Lord. You know, and he comes and gets you. But he was in the car one time. He's like, "Hey, can we turn down the radio so we can talk about me?" That's what he said. So,
He said that.
so he has this other element of
Like a Kanye West thing?
yeah, no,
Talk
it's kind
about
of like just a cocky thing, right?
Yeah.
So, and he'll be like both of those things.
But
a lot
he's
of times.
tongue in cheek about it. Cocky, but
You can't tell a little bit sometimes.
Oh, all right.
You can't tell a little bit.
Interesting.
But a nice guy. Like I think if I needed something, he would be willing to help out. You know,
Like what level of needing something?
like if I needed like to borrow $20,000 or something.
Really? Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but he's also the kind of guy, like if I called him, I needed something, he would, I think he's helpful. He likes to he'll help you think about stuff. He's been through a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Have you gotten to see his like White House replica? Has he shown you that?
You been over there to his White House?
No.
It's like the capital of the South.
I think I was, for some reason or another, maybe there was an event going on at his compound or something, and there was an opportunity for me to go. I've never met the guy, but I didn't end up going. But I thought Tyler Perry had the White House replica.
Oh, maybe he does. But yeah, what does Bob have? That's what Bob has. Go down one picture.
Wait, is that a
Right.
replica like that you can walk into, or a replica like a snow globe replica?
That's a replica you can walk into. The picture to the right is his home.
Wait, the White House is his home?
Yeah.
Wait, he lives in a replica of the White House?
If that's the White House, I don't know what the White House looks like, but that's
It looks like that, I think.
Oh, then that's that.
But wait, Tyler Perry has I think he has whatever it is, he has like a compound that's like
Oh yeah.
a state.
In
It's like
Atlanta, he owns
a huge statewide, like it's like 300, whatever it is. And he built I think a 3/4 identical scale of the White House, every room, like whatever. So that he lets movie productions film there as the White House.
Wow.
Did you not hear about that?
I didn't know that.
Is that not a wild endeavor to have somebody rebuild the White House at 3/4 scale to live that meticulously?
Well, it's like people are like, hey, does media, like what really runs America? And
Right.
if you don't think it's media, the fact that somebody rebuilt a White House somewhere else
Right.
and is using it to shoot.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's media and it's dunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely Duncan, dude. Hey, fellas, I'm going to need you to blink if you haven't purchased a Father's Day gift yet. Yep, we thought so. Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Maybe your pops has had a brush since the 70s, and that's okay. But our friends at Manscaped have crafted the total package for his special day. Whether it's for the boys downstairs, his beard, or even the best pair of underwear out there, Manscaped has his bases covered. Head over to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with code Theo. You know that beard trimmer that your dad's been using since you were in grade school? Yeah, it probably needs upgrading. Introducing the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, the complete beard maintenance kit for all the bearded kings. This Father's Day is also the perfect time for your old man to stop stealing his wife's nail clippers and finally have a kid of his own that will last him a lifetime. Get 20% off and free shipping with code Theo at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code Theo. Never forget where you came from, if you know what I mean. Happy Father's Day from Manscaped. You know, there's an old Abe Lincoln quote that says, good things come to those who wait. That's true. That's actually only part of the quote. The full quote is, good things come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. That's right. Well, if you're a business owner and want the best people on your team, the same applies. Thankfully, ZipRecruiter puts the hustle in your hiring, so you can find qualified candidates fast. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/THEO. That's right. ZipRecruiter has a smart technology that finds top talent for your roles or your positions right away. Immediately after you post your job on ZipRecruiter, their matching technology starts showing you qualified people for it. So if you need someone and you know what you want them to be able to do, you post that and ZipRecruiter does the rest. Let ZipRecruiter give you the hiring hustle you need. See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/THEO to try it for free. Again, that's ziprecruiter.com/Theo. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
So a sweet thing that that my girl always talks about is one time we hung out in the city or whatever, and then like a couple weeks later or whatever, you left me a message that I played for her that she didn't forget, and this is a long time ago. But you were like, hey, hey you guys, I wanted to give you a call, see how you're doing. Like you were in my heart today, is what you said. I'll never forget that line. You said you guys were in my heart today, and I just figured I'd give you a call to see how you're doing.
Oh, nice.
I played that for her. She already loved you, but she was like, she never forgot that. It was just such a gentle, sweet thing to call to see how we're doing, just in a general sense. But then to say it like that, it was like, that's I love you, buddy. You're such a big heart.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, I think I just have a tough time remembering sometimes that I'm a decent guy.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Why?
I think I just have a tough time. I don't know why. I think I have a forgetter. I just have this forgetter inside of me.
You can stray from like what you know yourself to be. Like you just kind of have ebbs and flows about how you feel about yourself.
No, just like it's like I almost feel like I'll forget that people know that I care about them, right? I feel like it's this constant thing you have to remind people about,
right on.
Or they don't know it. It's like I didn't understand that if you care about somebody, then they will just know that you care about them, and that sometimes it's okay to like kind of show it or express it, but it doesn't have to be something that you have to like remind people of all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that was. I think it's gotten a little bit better as I've gotten older, but I think for a while I just didn't know, like I would.
You felt the need to be expressive. Like you actually, it would be on your mind to make sure you would have to express it.
Right.
Because then you thought that they wouldn't know, that people wouldn't feel it from you.
Yeah. Like as if your feelings weren't real to people.
All right.
Or something.
Yeah.
Like if I seemed like I had a nice time, I don't know if they knew it or not.
Okay.
And so I need to make sure that they knew that I had a nice time. Or if I was thinking about somebody, I needed to, I guess, let them know maybe, or like that if a time meant something to me. I don't know, and some of that's kind of normal, but I think I had this, I don't know, I can't explain it exactly.
I am that way, but I'm that way, like, not because I need people to know, but because I just not need or want them. Well, I want them to, but not because I think that they don't know if I don't tell them, but that's the way I grew up with my family and just how I am. Like I never want to miss a chance to tell someone, anything that I'm thinking about them, that I admire them, that I love them, that any little thing. I don't hold anything back like that.
Wow.
It's the best.
Yeah, you're good about that
It helps
too.
me too because it makes me feel good to tell somebody that I love them, or that I care for them, or that I'm thinking of them, or I admire them, or anything nice. when I greet people and when I say goodbye, it's like or anything. I don't know. That's just the way I am. I don't think I don't think I can be another way. Really. And
you couldn't be. You are trapped being a nice guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I feel that from you.
Yeah, I think I just get like I just like am self-tormented a lot of times. But yeah, no, you always seem like you seem like just like a little campfire that's allowed to be inside of people's homes.
Is that the first time you ever said that?
Yeah.
Really? You just conjured that metaphor up?
Well, I'm thinking.
I know you're good with words, man. I know that you are the person that you're the person I know the most that will say a phrase that I've never heard before. I mean, off the top of your head, man. You're one of my genius friends. That you have a way with words. But that's such a good that's merch.
Campfire that's allowed indoors.
Yeah. Well, no. Now you switch it. You're a campfire that's allowed indoors. Seems like a rule. I think it's like you're a campfire in people's homes was the sentiment.
Yeah.
It's two different things,
We'll have to go back and see exactly what we said, but you're a warm soul, man.
Yeah.
You need those.
You are. That's what you are. Yeah. But I appreciate that.
Dude, when I was a kid, I remember, like I used to write postcards all the time to my kids that weren't born yet, like, because I wanted them to know that I was thinking about them. Like, that's kind of crazy.
That's unreal, man. Yeah.
I think when I was a kid, I didn't know if my parents were thinking about me or whatever. And so I always grew up with this, like, uncertainty about it, I think. And so I didn't even remember this. My roommate, when I was like 20, was like, yeah, dude, you got these postcards. You used to send them to yourself.
Really?
Send them to your kids. You put, like, unborn kids or something on it.
You put postage.
Yeah. Oh, I'd put them in the mail. They'd be from, like, other places I was doing comedy at or something.
Really?
And he goes, and you would just say, like, hey, kids, I didn't meet your mother in this city or whatever. Like,
that's
just saying what's up.
I did that one time for, I did that once.
And wrote something to your future children?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yes, one time. But, like, yeah, I did that. Did you really do that?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
It was crazy also, like, because I remember my roommate would be like,
do you have them?
I think I probably have.
Because aren't you good?
He sent me like 9 or 10 of them.
Because then when you have a kid,
I'll give them.
Yeah. But was it like you was like jokey? Like I don't know if I'm gonna meet your mother here, or was it like, hey, one day when I am a dad or when I am I hope to do like was it like what was the angle?
I think sometimes I'd put in a little joke, but it was just like, hey, unborn children.
But it was you were being silly.
No, I was being serious.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize at the time. Like now, I have a better understanding of like how the exchange of emotions, I guess, a little bit more than at the time I just didn't know. I think it went from when I was a kid. I didn't know if my parents were thinking of me or whatever, and so I was like, I want to make sure my kids know I'm thinking of them.
Dude, that's heavy.
But then I'd be like, yeah, sometimes it'd be fun. I'd put something funny on there, like I didn't meet your mother, or I hope I didn't meet your mother in this town.
Yeah, you gotta throw a little. It's got heart and humor in it.
Oh yeah, sometimes we put some funny stuff in there.
Yeah. You just reminded me of this. When I was younger, like one of my first girlfriends that I like was serious with as a kid, like my first love kind of thing, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
It ended. So I thought like I was going to marry her. Like it was like we dated for years as kids, like 15, 16 to like 20, 21 something.
No way.
Yeah. And so I really thought I was going to marry her. Like our families were close, and we said we were gonna, and I wanted to and stuff. It didn't end well, but so I did this thing. I wrote her a letter when the first time I knew that I was like in love with her. It was like not that far into our relationship. Let's say a year, maybe a year, and we ended up dating 5, 6 years. And I wrote her a letter to propose to her, tell her I wanted to marry her and like how I felt about her, and to be like, I feel this way now, and I know one day this is gonna happen, but I just want to let you know that I've been feeling it from right now. And then I mailed it to myself, and it was postmarked and it was sealed.
Wow.
And so I was like, when I proposed to her one day,
I'm gonna show her that.
I'm gonna give her the letter and let her open it, and it's got the postmark date on it from all the way back then.
Oh, that's romantic.
Yeah, I don't know why or how I thought of that, but I did, and I did it. And I didn't propose. I did the letter, and we like, 5 years later, we broke up or whatever. And I would call it was on her. There's just whenever I was
Yeah,
it was,
probably.
no, it was on her. Like it was whatever. Like,
Right. We broke
God
up.
bless, but I with kids. But I remember too because it was like oh my god, dude, it was the worst timing. It was like a little bit after like Christmas, I think, or her birthday.
Alright, y'all. I'm taking this time to call it. Been playing for a good 2 hours. Nice little stream. Almost beat Chronos, but that was exhausting. As always, I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you guys. I hope you have a good one.